We often misunderstand the nature of routine. We perceive it as a monotonous of acts of actions, a dull drumbeat that marks the passage of time. But I challenge you to see it differently. A well-crafted routine is not a cage that confines you. It is the very key that unlocks the door to your destiny. Consider for a moment the mighty oak tree. Its growth is not a sporadic event, but a continuous process. Day after day, year after year, it reaches towards the sky, its roots delving deeper into the earth. This steady, consistent growth, this natural routine, is what transforms a fragile sapling into a majestic giant that withstands the test of time. Your life, your potential is that oak tree. And your routine, it's the sunlight, the water. The nutrients that feed your growth is the silent force that, applied consistently, can elevate you from where you are to where you dream of being. Not all routines are created equal. A routine that changes everything isn't about mindlessly going through the motions. It's about intentionally designing your days to align with your deepest values and your most ambitious goals. Let me share a story with you. There was once a young man named David. David had dreams, big ones. He wanted to become a world-class musician, to create melodies that would stir souls and inspire hearts. But day after day, he found himself stuck in a cycle of procrastination and self-doubt. One day, David had an epiphany. He realized that his current routine or lack thereof was not serving his dreams. It was then that he decided to build a new routine, one that would bridge the gap between his present reality and his envisioned future. David started small. He committed to practicing his instrument for just 15 minutes each morning, right after he woke up. At first it was challenging. There were days when the bed seemed too comfortable, when the voice of doubt whispered that those 15 minutes wouldn't make a difference. But David persisted. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, something remarkable happened. Those 15 minutes gradually extended to 30, then an hour. The simple act of showing up every day, of honoring his commitment to himself, began to reshape not just his skills, but his entire self-image. 2 years later, David found himself on stage, performing in front of thousands. As he played, he realized that this moment, this culmination of his dreams, wasn't born from a single burst of inspiration. It was the fruit of his daily routine, of the countless mornings he chose to pick up his instrument and practice, even when he didn't feel like it. Your routine is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. It's the vehicle that transports you from who you are to who you aspire to be. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but I'm not a creature of habit. I thrive on spontaneity. And to that, I say, wonderful. Spontaneity is the spice of life. But even the most free-spirited among us can benefit from a foundation of purposeful routine. Imagine you're a jazz musician, renowned for your improvisational skills. When you step onto that stage, you don't just play random notes and hope for the best. No, you've spent countless hours practicing scales, studying chord progressions, owning your craft. Is this solid foundation that allows you to take flight when the moment comes? Your routine is that foundation, is what gives you the freedom to soar. So how do we build such a routine? How do we create a daily rhythm that propels us towards our dreams instead of keeping us stuck in a rut? That's what we're here to explore today. We're going to delve into the art and science of crafting a routine that doesn't just change your schedule, it changes everything. First and foremost, we need to understand that a truly transformative routine is built on the bedrock of self-awareness. You must know who you are, what you want, and why you want it. Without this clarity, any routine you create will be like a ship without a compass. You might be moving, but you won't know if you're heading in the right direction. So I want you to take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Now, ask yourself, what is it that I truly want out of life? What are the goals that set my soul on fire? What kind of person do I want to become? These aren't just philosophical questions. They're the foundation upon which you'll build your life-changing routine. Your routine should be a reflection of your values, a daily affirmation of your commitment to your dreams. Once you have clarity on your goals and values, The next step is to identify the key activities that will move you closer to your vision. These are your non-negotiables, the actions that perform consistently, will inevitably lead to your desired outcomes. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, your non-negotiable might be writing 500 words every day. If you're aiming to start a successful business, it could be dedicating an hour each day to market research and strategy planning. If you're working towards better health, it might be 30 minutes of exercise and preparing a nutritious meal. The key here is consistency. It's not about making grand gestures or Herculean efforts. It's about showing up and putting in the work. Remember, it's not the intensity, but the consistency of your actions that will ultimately lead to transformation. The structure of your routine. A powerful routine typically has three main components: a morning routine, a work routine, and an evening routine. Your morning routine sets the tone for the entire day. It's your opportunity to center yourself, to reaffirm your goals, and to prepare yourself mentally and physically for the challenges ahead. This might include activities like meditation, exercise, journaling, or reading inspirational material. Your work routine is where you tackle your most important tasks, the ones that directly contribute to your long-term goals. This is where you focus on your non-negotiables. The key here is to structure your day in a way that aligns with your natural energy levels and minimizes distractions. Finally, your evening routine is about winding down, reflecting on the day and preparing for tomorrow. This might include activities like reviewing your progress, planning for the next day, or engaging in relaxing activities that help you unwind. Building a routine is not about filling every minute of your day with activities. It's about creating a rhythm that allows you to be your best self, to do your best work, and to move steadily towards your goals. Your routine is a river. A river doesn't flow at the same speed all the time. There are rapids where the water rushes with great intensity. And there are calm stretches where it flows gently. Your routine should have this same natural rhythm, periods of intense focus and productivity, balanced with times of rest and rejuvenation. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but my life is too unpredictable for a strict routine. And that's a valid concern. Life has a way of throwing curveballs when we least expect them. A truly powerful routine isn't rigid. It's flexible and adaptable. It's not about agreeing to a strict schedule no matter what. It's about having a default mode of operation that you can fall back on. A North Star that guides you even when life gets chaotic. Your routine is a set of guiding principles rather than a minute-by-minute schedule. For instance, instead of saying, I'll meditate at 6 a.m. every day, your principle might be, I'll start each day with 10 minutes of meditation. This gives you the flexibility to adapt to different circumstances while still maintaining the essence of your routine. Remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. There will be days when you can't stick to your routine, and that's okay. The power lies not in perfect adherence, but in your ability to get back on track when you veer off course. Let me share another story with you. There was a woman named Maria who dreamed of starting her own business. She crafted a meticulous routine. Wake up at 5 a.m., exercise. Meditate, work on her business plan for 3 hours before heading to her day job. For the first few weeks, Maria stuck to her routine religiously. But then life happened. Her child was sick, work got busier. And she found herself struggling to keep up with her rigid schedule. Feeling like a failure, Maria was on the verge of giving up on her dream. But then she had a realization. The power of her routine wasn't in specific times or durations. It was in the intention behind each activity. So she redesigned her routine to be more flexible. Some days she woke up at 5 a.m. Other days it was 7 a.m. Sometimes she exercised in the morning, sometimes in the evening. But every day, without fail, she dedicated some time to her business, even if it was just 15 minutes. This flexible approach allowed Maria to maintain consistency even amidst the chaos of life. And 2 years later, she successfully launched her business, not despite the challenges, but because she had built a routine that could withstand them. Maria's story teaches us an important lesson. The most powerful routines are those that bend without breaking. They're the ones that adapt to the ebb and flow of life while keeping us anchored to our core goals and values. When we repeat an action consistently, our brains create neural pathways that make that action easier and more automatic over time. This is the power of habit formation. When you first start a new routine, it might feel challenging. You're essentially carving new neural pathways, and that takes effort. But as you persist, these pathways become stronger and more established. What once required conscious effort becomes second nature. This is why consistency is so crucial. Each time you follow through on your routine, you're not just accomplishing a task, you're reinforcing the neural pathways that make that behavior more natural and effortless. But it goes even deeper than that. A well-crafted routine doesn't just change your actions, it changes your very identity. When you consistently act in alignment with your goals and values, you begin to see yourself differently. You're no longer someone who wants to write a book. You're a writer. You're no longer someone who dreams of starting a business. You're an entrepreneur. This shift in identity is incredibly powerful. It creates a positive feedback loop where your actions reinforce your identity. And your identity drives your actions. This is how a routine becomes truly transformative, by changing not just what you do, but who you are. Building a life-changing routine isn't always easy. There will be days when you don't feel motivated. When the comfort of old habits calls out to you, this is where discipline comes in. Motivation is fickle, it comes and goes, but discipline is what gets you out of bed when motivation is nowhere to be found. It's what keeps you going when the initial excitement of your goals has worn off. Discipline, like a muscle, it grows stronger with use. Every time you choose to stick to your routine, especially when you don't feel like it, you're strengthening your discipline muscle. And over time, what once felt like a struggle becomes second nature. Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be consistent, it's to show up for yourself day after day. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because it's in those moments of difficulty that real growth happens. When you commit to a transformative routine, the benefits extend far beyond the specific goals you're working towards. You'll likely find that other areas of your life begin to improve as well. For instance, a morning routine that includes exercise and meditation might not only improve your physical health, but also enhance your mental clarity and emotional well-being. A work routine that prioritizes your most important tasks might not only increase your productivity, but also reduce stress and improve your work-life balance. This is because a well-crafted routine creates a sense of control and purpose in your life. It reduces decision fatigue, the mental exhaustion that comes from making countless small decisions throughout the day. When you have a routine, many of these decisions are already made, freeing up mental energy for more important matters. Moreover, a solid routine can act as an anchor during turbulent times. When life gets chaotic, your routine can provide a sense of normalcy and stability. It's something you can fall back on. A familiar rhythm that can help you navigate through uncertainty. But perhaps the most profound impact of a transformative routine is the sense of self-mastery it cultivates. Each day that you follow through on your commitments to yourself, you're building self-trust. You're proving to yourself that you are capable of change, that you have the power to shape your life according to your vision. This self-trust, this belief in your own capabilities is the foundation of all achievement. When you know that you can rely on yourself to do what needs to be done, day in and day out, there's no limit to what you can accomplish. Some people believe that routines stifle creativity and spontaneity. They fear that by structuring their days, they'll lose the spark of inspiration or the joy of unexpected experiences. But the truth is quite the opposite. A well-designed routine doesn't constrain you, it liberates you. By taking care of your essential tasks and responsibilities in a structured way, you create space for creativity and spontaneity to flourish. when you know that you've already taken care of your important work. You're free to fully enjoy your leisure time without guilt or worry. When you've already invested in your personal growth through your morning routine. You're more open to new experiences and ideas throughout the day. In fact, many of history's most creative individuals had strong routines. They understood that creativity isn't about waiting for inspiration to strike. It's about showing up consistently and doing the work. Take the legendary composer Ludwig van Beethoven. For instance, every morning he would start his day with a cup of coffee, precisely 60 beans per cup, which he counted out himself. He would then sit at his desk and compose until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. After that, he would take a long, vigorous walk, carrying a pencil and some sheets of music paper to record any ideas that came to him. Beethoven's routine didn't stifle his creativity. It provided the structure within which his genius could flourish. It ensured that he showed up for his craft every single day, regardless of whether he felt inspired or not. This brings us to an important point. Your routine should include space for growth and learning. The world is constantly changing. And to thrive, we must change with it. Your routine should reflect this reality. Perhaps you could dedicate time each day to reading about your field or learning a new skill. Maybe you could set aside an hour each week for reflection, to review your progress and adjust your approach as needed. Remember, a truly transformative routine isn't static. It evolves as you evolve. As you grow and your goals change, your routine should change too. Regular self-reflection is key to ensuring that your routine continues to serve you. When you're working towards big goals, it's easy to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. This is where the magic of a consistent routine comes in. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of small, consistent actions compounded over time. Your routine allows you to rack up these small wins day after day. Each time you follow through on your commitments. Each time you take a step towards your goals, you're creating momentum. These small wins might not seem significant in the moment. Writing 500 words might not feel like much when your goal is to write a novel. Saving a small amount might seem insignificant when you're aiming for financial freedom. But over time, these small actions accumulate. The 500 words become chapters, then a completed manuscript. The small savings grow into a substantial nest egg. Moreover, these small wins feed your motivation. They provide tangible evidence of your progress, boosting your confidence and reinforcing your commitment to your goals. This is why it's crucial to celebrate these small victories. Acknowledge your progress, no matter how small it might seem. Each step forward is a victory, testament to your commitment and discipline. Now, I want to address something that many people struggle with when trying to establish a new routine: dealing with setbacks. Let me be clear, setbacks are not failures. They're an inevitable part of any journey of growth and change. There will be days when you don't stick to your routine. There will be times when old habits creep back in. This is normal. The key is not to let these setbacks derail you completely. Instead of beating yourself up when you fall off track, use it as an opportunity for learning. Ask yourself, what led to this setback? What can I do differently next time? How can I get back on track? Remember, resilience isn't about never falling. It's about getting back up every time you do. It's about maintaining your commitment to your goals even when the path becomes challenging. This resilience, cultivated through your daily routine, becomes a cornerstone of your character, equipping you to face life's inevitable challenges with grace and determination. Consider the journey of an Olympic athlete. Their path to success isn't a straight line of constant improvement. It's filled with setbacks, injuries, and moments of self-doubt. But what sets them apart is their ability to bounce back, to return to their training routine even after a disappointing performance. This resilience, honed through their daily practices, is what ultimately leads them to stand on that podium. Your routine can be the training ground for this kind of resilience. Each day that you show up, Despite not feeling motivated or facing obstacles, you're building this crucial life skill. You're teaching yourself that you have the strength to persist, to overcome, to keep moving forward. When you consistently act in alignment with your goals, you're not just doing different things, you're becoming a different person. This identity shift is where the true power of a transformative routine lies. Imagine you're someone who's always dreamed of being a writer. You start a routine of 500 words every morning. At first, it feels like a chore, something you have to force yourself to do. But as the days pass, something remarkable begins to happen. You start to see yourself as a writer. It's no longer just something you do, it becomes part of who you are. This shift in identity creates a powerful feedback loop. Because you see yourself as a writer, you're more likely to make choices that align with that identity. You might start seeking out writing workshops, joining writing groups, or reading more to improve your craft. Your routine has not just changed your actions, it's changed your very sense of self. This principle applies to any area of life. A consistent exercise routine doesn't just make you fitter, it turns you into someone who prioritizes their health. A routine of reading and learning doesn't just increase your knowledge, it transforms you into a lifelong learner. Understanding this process of identity change can be incredibly motivating. It helps you see that every time you stick to your routine, you're not just checking off a task, you're reinforcing the person you're becoming. You're casting a vote for your desired identity. The concept of keystone habits, these are habits that, when adopted, tend to have a ripple effect, positively influencing other areas of your life. They act as catalysts for wider change. For example, regular exercise is often a keystone habit. When people start exercising consistently, they often find that they naturally start eating better, sleeping more, and feeling more productive at work. The discipline and positive feelings generated by the exercise habit spill over into other areas of life. Identifying and incorporating keystone habits into your routine can accelerate your personal growth. They create a domino effect of positive change, making your journey of transformation easier and more comprehensive. Another powerful element to consider in your routine is the practice of visualization. Many successful individuals, from athletes to entrepreneurs, credit visualization as a key component of their success. Spend a few minutes each day, perhaps as part of your morning routine, visualizing your goals. See yourself achieving what you've set out to do. Feel the emotions associated with that success. This practice does more than just motivate you. It primes your brain to recognize opportunities that align with your goals and to take actions that lead you towards them. Remember, your brain doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. By regularly visualizing your success, you're training your mind to believe in your ability to achieve your goals. This belief can be a powerful force in turning your vision into reality. The importance of rest and recovery in your routine. In our driven, always on society, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that every moment must be productive. But true productivity, and more importantly, sustainable growth, requires periods of rest. Your routine should include dedicated time for relaxation and rejuvenation. This might be in the form of meditation, leisurely walks in nature, engaging in a hobby, or simply allowing yourself unstructured time to do nothing. These periods of rest are not indulgences, they're essential for your mental and physical well-being. And they enhance your ability to focus and be productive when it's time to work. Your energy like a battery. Your daily activities drain this battery, and your rest periods recharge it. Without adequate recharging, you'll find yourself running on empty, which can lead to burnout and hinder your progress towards your goals. Moreover, these periods of rest often lead to unexpected insights and creative breakthroughs. When you step away from intense focus on a problem, your subconscious mind continues to work on it. This is why so many great ideas come to us in the shower, on a walk, or just as we're falling asleep. Now consider the role of relationships in your routine. Humans are social creatures, and our connections with others play a crucial role in our well-being and success. Your routine should reflect this reality. Consider incorporating time for nurturing your relationships into your daily or weekly routine. This might involve a weekly date night with your partner, regular calls with family members, or time set aside for deepening friendships. These connections provide emotional support, diverse perspectives, and often opportunities for growth and advancement. Remember, success rarely happens in isolation. The most successful individuals often have strong support networks. By making relationship building a part of your routine, you're not just enhancing your personal life, you're creating a network that can support and accelerate your journey towards your goals. The concept of continuous improvement, or what the Japanese call kaizen, this philosophy emphasizes the importance of small, ongoing positive changes in your routine. It's about constantly looking for ways to refine and enhance your processes, no matter how small these improvements might seem. For instance, if your morning routine includes 20 minutes of reading, you might look for ways to make this time more effective. Perhaps you could start summarizing what you've read in a journal, or discussing it with a friend. Or you might experiment with different reading environments to see where you retain information best. The power of Kaizen lies in its compounding effect. Small improvements, consistently applied over time, lead to significant results. By adopting this mindset of continuous improvement, you ensure that your routine remains effective and continues to evolve as you grow. The importance of aligning your routine with your natural rhythms. We all have times of day when we're naturally more energetic, focused, or creative. These are our peak performance windows, and a truly effective routine takes advantage of them. For instance, if you're a morning person, you might schedule your most challenging or important tasks for the early hours when your mind is fresh. If you tend to have an afternoon slump, that might be a good time for less demanding tasks or even a short nap. Understanding and working with your natural rhythms can significantly boost your productivity and make your routine feel more effortless. It's about working smarter, not just harder. The role of environment is supporting your routine. Your surroundings can either facilitate or hinder your desired behaviors. A cluttered, chaotic environment can make it harder to focus and stick to your routine, while a well-organized space can make your routine feel more natural and effortless. Take some time to optimize your environment to support your routine. This might involve creating a dedicated workout space in your home, setting up a distraction-free work area, or even something as simple as laying out your clothes the night before to make your morning routine smoother. Remember, willpower is a finite resource. By creating an environment that supports your routine, you're reducing the amount of willpower required to stick to it, making it more sustainable in the long run. The concept of habit stacking. This is a powerful technique where you link a new habit you want to form with an existing habit that's already firmly established in your routine. For example, if you want to start a gratitude practice, you might decide to write down 3 things you're grateful for immediately after brushing your teeth in the morning. By linking the new habit to an existing one, you're more likely to remember to do it, and it feels like less of a disruption to your existing routine. Habit stacking can be a highly effective way to introduce new elements into your routine without it feeling overwhelming. It leverages the power of your existing habits to help establish new ones. The importance of flexibility in your routine. While consistency is crucial, it's equally important to build in some flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and a routine that's too rigid is likely to break under pressure. Instead of aiming for perfect adherence to your routine every single day, aim for consistency over time. If you miss a workout one day due to an unexpected commitment, don't beat yourself up. Just get back on track the next day. The goal is progress, not perfection. This flexibility also allows you to take advantage of unexpected opportunities. If a friend invites you to an interesting event that conflicts with your usual routine, you have the freedom to accept without feeling guilty. Remember, your routine is a tool to enhance your life, not a cage to restrict it. Now consider the power of tracking and measuring your progress. When you're working towards long-term goals, It's easy to lose sight of how far you've come. Regular tracking can provide tangible evidence of your progress, which can be incredibly motivating. Consider incorporating a weekly or monthly review into your routine. During this time, you can assess your progress, celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and identify areas for improvement. This practice not only keeps you accountable, but also allows you to refine your routine based on what's working and what isn't. Remember, what gets measured gets managed. By tracking your progress, you're more likely to stay committed to your routine and your goals. Rituals are actions imbued with personal meaning. They can add a sense of purpose and enjoyment to your routine, making it feel less like a chore and more like a meaningful practice. For example, you might create a morning ritual of brewing your coffee mindfully, savoring the aroma and the process. Or you could have an evening ritual of lighting a candle, writing in your journal. These rituals can serve as transitions in your day, helping you shift gears mentally and emotionally. Rituals can also be powerful in signaling to your brain that it's time for a certain activity. For instance, always listening to the same playlist when you start work can train your brain to enter a focused state when it hears those songs. The importance of self-compassion in maintaining a transformative routine. It's easy to be hard on ourselves when we fall short of our expectations. However, self-criticism often leads to demotivation and can ultimately derail our efforts. Instead, practice self-compassion. Recognize that setbacks and imperfect days are part of the journey. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend who is struggling. This doesn't mean making excuses, but rather acknowledging your humanity and using setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth. Remember, the most sustainable routines are those built on a foundation of self-compassion and realistic expectations. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistently committed to your growth and well-being. Building a routine that changes everything is not about adhering to a rigid set of rules. It's about creating a framework that supports your growth, aligns with your values, and moves you steadily towards your goals. It's about small, consistent actions that compound over time to create significant change. Your transformative routine is a powerful tool for self-actualization. It's the bridge between who you are and who you aspire to be. It's the daily affirmation of your commitment to your dreams and your belief in your ability to achieve them. Remember, the journey of transformation is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Every day that you show up for yourself, every time you choose to stick to your routine, even when it's challenging, you're building not just better habits, but a better you. Take the first step. Start small if you need to, but begin crafting a routine that aligns with your deepest aspirations. Be patient with yourself. Be consistent. And be open to evolving as you grow. Your future self is counting on the actions you take today. Your dreams are waiting for you to show up for them, day after day. And with a powerful, transformative routine as your ally, there's no limit to what you can achieve.